Hello! So this video is something that I made when I was a freshman, I believe. So when I finished my first semester at Columbia, I made a video like this. It's kind of embarrassing to look at. So I decided that because so many people liked it, I am going to do a little bit of a recap of 10 things I would have liked to know as a freshman coming into college that now I can tell you as a senior. I have on my phone a list of things that I have come up with. Number 1. FOMO is real. I feel like this is something that even as a senior I'm experiencing, and it really is just something in your life that is never going to go away, I fear. I think especially when I was coming in to college, I was really scared about FOMO, and it was very real. People would go out and I would be like, oh my gosh, like I'm not out right now, like I don't have any friends, my life is gonna end. But honestly, like all I can say is that it's real, it's gonna happen. Like you cannot stretch yourself so thin that you're going out every single moment that you're not studying. It's just not sustainable. And one day when you are a senior, you will find the balance that you need. Even the people you know with like the most friends are going to feel FOMO at some point in their college careers, and it's just normal. Okay, number 2. Your circle is going to grow smaller throughout college, but the quality of the people in your circle is going to exponentially increase. I say this because I think that when you come into college, there's sort of this desire to become friends with everybody or just get to know as many people as possible. And I do think that's a good mindset to have, especially when you're coming into college. But I also think that I wasn't prepared for myself for the number of people that I would consider friends freshman year to have dwindled down to a much smaller number now that I'm a senior. And I think this sort of took me a while to wrap my head around because I was like, oh, like I lost a lot of friends. I've come to the conclusion that it's not that I'm losing friends, but I think at the end of the day, like the people who you really click with, who are gonna be there for you, who you actually feel like are bringing something positive into your life, are gonna be the people who end up in your circle, and that's okay. And so I think that's just something to be prepared for. I wouldn't say like to go into it with that mindset, but I also feel like it's a good thing to keep in mind, especially when like you are entering maybe another year of college and then you're like, oh my god, I'm losing all my friends. I just think it's a good mindset to have. Okay, we're really speeding through these. Number 3 is, I would say, maximize your time. So especially if you are coming to Columbia, you're gonna be in New York, which is just like the most beautiful city. I think there's just so much to do here. There's always something new happening. And I feel like I didn't really take advantage of living in the city until probably this year, or maybe last year, I would say, but like definitely not the first couple of years. I feel like mainly I stayed on campus, and I also felt like campus became sort of a bubble. But I also, okay, that's on one end. The other end is also, I feel like I, as a person, very much a homebody, and so it's very hard for me to want to go out by myself and venture out and do something crazy. But crazy as in like going to a cafe or like going shopping by myself. And I think recently I've been doing that a lot more, and I've really grown to like it. And just recently, like I went to the Guggenheim with my friend for one of their like nightly gallery openings, but it was just such a cool experience that I feel like I've never really pushed myself to do in the past. What I would have liked to do, you know, entering college is to just take more advantage of those kinds of opportunities, to explore New York, to explore whatever city you're in, and to really make the most of your time. Everyone always says that college is the best 4 years of your life, which I don't know if that's true yet, but I do think that there are ways looking back where I think I could have maximized my time better, or, you know, done things that made me happier in order to sort of make it even better. And looking back, I would have really liked to have someone on my side pushing me and being like, go do that. Whatever thing you've been wanting to do but just haven't, like go push yourself to do that. Number 4, this is more academic now. So this was also my first video, but go to office hours. I feel like I still don't really do this, which is kind of a problem for me, but definitely like office hours is so important, especially if it's your professor. Chat with them, you'll really forge these connections. And if you're at Columbia, again, like your professors are gonna be some of the top thought leaders within the industries that they're in, and so it's actually a really good resource. And in the future, when you need letters of recommendation for whether it be a job or for grad school, like you can always reach out to them if those connections are there. But I did find that it helped a lot, and so recommending that you do that now. Okay. Number 5, we're halfway through. I would say join clubs for fun. And I say this because my own mindset coming into college was very much like, I'm gonna join the clubs that are going to be the best for my future. And to be honest, like none of these clubs are really going to differ that much from one another. Like if you're joining the top business club at your school versus like if you're joining cultural alliance club, like at the end of the day, what matters the most are the people you're going to be meeting. Like you might meet the person in your business club who gives you your internship, or you might meet a person in your cultural club who introduces you to someone who is a CEO at a company, and then through that you get your internships, you know? Like you never really know where these things are going to take you, but the most important part is building those relationships. I think a lot of close friendships and connections on campus that I've seen my friends build have been through their clubs. So really recommend that you join clubs that are meaningful to you and also just that you like want to be part of. Okay, number 6. This was also one that I had said in my previous video that I made, but it is okay to eat alone. I think this is just funny because even as a senior, I do sometimes struggle with it because I guess it's just like always that feeling of being perceived and being like, you think that other people are thinking about you more than they actually are. And I can tell you for a fact, like I've never gone into a dining hall and been like, this person is eating alone, like that's so ick, you know, like that just doesn't cross my mind. And if it does cross your mind, like that says a lot about the type of person that you are. And so yes, it is okay to eat alone. I think that there is a learning curve, and so the first week on campus, like you'll always see like the freshmen like running around in herds, and there is some sort of fun to that too, I think, like eating with a big group of friends. But just know that even if you are not eating with a big group of friends, it's fine, like nobody really cares. Like just remember that like you think about yourself more than anyone else is thinking about you. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. On to some more career, future goal-oriented lessons. This is number 7, but start your career search early if you can. And I say this because coming into college, I didn't know what I wanted to do for my career. I thought I was going to be a visual arts major, and then I thought I was going to be a computer science major, and then I decided on economics, which I'm still, you know, like why did I choose that? But I chose it because I thought it would give me a good foundation for entering the business world, which I think it has. But I would say that if you come into college knowing that you want to go into business, like finance, consulting, or, you know, SWE, you probably should start your career search as early as possible. And this doesn't mean like that you shouldn't enjoy the rest of your college career, but I think one thing that I sort of regret is not having figured that out earlier and not having, you know, applied for freshman and sophomore discovery programs or a really good junior year internship that could have landed me a return offer. I definitely think I could have tried harder my freshman, sophomore, junior years. And this kind of leads me into number 8, where I would say that your upperclassmen are your biggest tools. Personally, like I love it when younger, you know, grades reach out to me for advice, because I do think that in their shoes, like I would have loved to know this information, but I do think that like all of the upperclassmen are so willing to help. I think my mentors were like my favorite people on campus. I was always like reaching out to them with like the stupidest questions about my resume, about like how do I apply for a job. And I also think that because they've gone through it, like they can offer you the right information that you need. Easy. It's like ChatGPT but in person and personalized, you know? Okay, that's it on career. Number 9, this is sort of random, but I do think that study abroad is going to change your life. And if you are like on the fence at all about studying abroad, I would say just full send, do it. I studied abroad in Amsterdam and I will literally jump at the chance to tell anyone in the world about it, because truly like it was the most transformative 5 months of my life. I think that I learned so much from just being, you know, in a different place, fully independent, like away from my family, literally an ocean away, and also just being immersed in a completely new culture. It also felt like the right time for me to study abroad. Like I think I'd gone through 3 years of college at Columbia and I was ready for sort of a change again. It forced me to, you know, get out of my comfort zone once again, make new friends, just be in this completely new space. And then when I came back to Columbia, I felt more myself. I felt like more confident, more worldly. And yeah, like I don't know. I just think that it is literally such a good experience. And if you don't do it in college, like when else are you gonna do it? Like when else are you gonna have the opportunity to do it? And I just think it's such a good opportunity. So really do take advantage of it in college. And finally, number 10. This is just sort of advice, I guess. Okay, so maybe you do want to know this as well, but you are going to experience so much growth in 4 years. I think even looking back at my own YouTube videos from freshman year, I feel like a completely different person. Like that sounds really cheesy to say. It's so normal to be cringe your freshman year and then to grow into yourself more as the years go on. And also it goes by so fast, and so it's sometimes hard to like see that change within yourself, but also like when you're 4 years out, you're gonna look back and be like, wow, like I'm a completely different person. And I think at the end of the day, like what you want to sort of be able to say is I think I grew into the best version of myself that I've become someone who is confident, someone who strives for success, who is taking advantage of all of the resources and all of the opportunities that you have as a student, and all the while like being true to yourself. Oh my god, this is so cheesy. I'm just trying to say that like you're going to grow so much, so even if you come into college like cringy, scared, whatever, like you're going to experience so much growth and you're going to like come out of it a whole new person, and that's gonna be the best version of you. So no matter what happens when like you come into college, or like you're lonely, you're feeling like you have no friends, you are scared to eat in the dining hall alone, you don't know what you're doing with your life and your future, just know that everything is going to work out and you are a very capable person, and the fact that you're watching this video means that you really care about your future and your life. And I think that says a lot. So that's it for my advice on what I wish I knew before I entered college. But I hope this was helpful, and I really do like making these videos, so maybe I will make another one soon. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. お前はもう死んでいる。